Hi, and welcome to the Creative Liberation Podcast. My name is Klaudia, and I will be your host. Um, it's a journey that we're going to embark on, so a very, very warm welcome. Welcome aboard, and let's embrace this path of creativity together. So, today I want to give you an idea. Who is this podcast for? What is it all about? What is this whole project of Creative Liberation Podcast? And then by Klaudia is the whole, let's call it like the bigger project name for it. So there we can definitely connect on social media. You'll find me there at It's by Klaudia, and Klaudia is with K, but don't worry about the details. Everything will be linked in the show notes or in the description. Very, very like the hottest, warmest, and more sincere welcome to you, no matter if you're listening to the podcast edition just in the audio version, or if you're maybe even watching it on YouTube or some other platforms where you can see the whole video setup. So I want to give you a brief introduction what to expect from this whole project, what is the motivation behind it, what's the journey that we're going to embark, and why I want to invite you to join me on this beautiful journey, because there's a dream that I have. We all have little dreams, right? But as a Pisces, I'm just like living and daydreaming, basically. And I have this vision for how our world can be a more beautiful place, because even I got lost on the way. And ever since finding out what I truly desire, what truly brings me joy, and what truly is fulfilling, my whole life has been, turned upside down, backwards, and backflips, and everything was included. So I kind of want to give you mm, the motivation, the advice, but at the same time, the experience that I've had, so that you don't have to go through the craziness of the whole journey. Um, First things first, this whole project is for women. This is everybody who wants to understand women can also tune in, but my whole mission is to bring us back to our nature, which is creativity. The feminine energy is the creative energy. I call it, or I call ourselves creatresses, or one creatress, many creatresses. And for me, it has been a bumpy road, because I have lost myself in the whole hustle culture, to keep it short and sweet. And I really thought that achieving certain success goals will make me happy. And I have to be honest, I didn't achieve all of the goals that I have set for myself, but I have achieved a couple of very significant goals, just to realize that that was not what I really wanted. That was not aligned with my soul's blueprint. My heart didn't feel fulfilled. I was kind of lost, empty, and at some point even burnt out. I wasn't. I'm not sure, to be honest, if I was like in a full burnout, or if I was just dancing with the burnout. What I know for sure, the more I talk about it openly, and the more I talk to other people who have suffered from that, the more I realize that it was much worse than I kind of want to admit it. And the path to healing um, had to be done by myself. I didn't have like the immediate support group around me, because the story, or my story, is that I moved to Spain 3 years ago. Now it's 3 years ago, and although I have a couple of friends here, it's not the same as living close to your family, your friends that have known you forever. There was no outside alarm coming. Nobody who would say, well, there's something off with you, because of course you spend a lot of time alone, right? Or you're um, not shutting everybody out, but you're kind of like taking the time to rejuvenate yourself and recharge your batteries. And the thing that I noticed is that my batteries were never full. And although I was doing many things that would actually benefit me, I never was able to fully recover to the energy that I used to know for myself. And that caused a lot of things, especially in my mind and in my body, that had to change, because I realized that this is not the path to being happy. This is actually not how I want to live my life. I didn't want to, or I didn't move to Spain in order to just, get lost in the whole hustle culture. Um, and it was a peak for me of this, let's call it girl bossing, and trying to achieve so much that basically men would respect me on a certain way. It's a little bit more deeper, and we will dive into that, because it is something that even previous to the burnout situation that I had, I realized that women, or women's value, although there are lots of discussion about it, it's still not where it should be. It's still not where it's in a perfect world, in a balanced world, where the energies are aligned. We're still not there yet, and we're completely, well, we are on the right path, but there's so many detours that we are taking. And that's why I want to focus on giving you the best information that I possibly can, around this whole topic of being in the feminine energy and embracing your creativity. It is not something that is so obvious, because many people, when I talk to them about, being a creative person, living a creative life, they think it's all about the artist, and even more specific, it's always the painter that people, associate the whole creativity journey with. And it's not that. It's so much more. And it's so much more beautiful. And it's actually a tool that helps us to heal our inner child, our wounds, our energetic imbalances. It brings us back to the essence of who we truly are. And that was a question that somebody I was working with asked me a few years ago. This person asked me, like, Claudia, like, what is your soul's essence? And that question completely destroyed me in that moment. I will be honest. I had no idea. Like, what is even my soul? What is my essence? I had no idea what to respond, because I was so stuck in this whole hustling. I was so stuck in, trying to achieve goals that social media and my surroundings, my social groups, social environment, that was all dictated by them. And I thought that would make me happy, but it wasn't. It wasn't aligned with what I truly desired. And I won't be lying. I don't think, or I don't feel that it's still 100, like, I'm not at 100% clarity of what my soul essence is, and what my one way, one way highway to my destiny is. That is not the goal, though. This is something that creative liberation will help you with, because maybe, you seem to have it all. You seem to have a beautiful life. Externally, many things are aligning. You're financially quite independent, or at least you're like in a good position, or maybe you are struggling. You never know. But then you have a beautiful relationship, or maybe you're single, but you still don't get to enjoy the whole, beauty of being alone. Um, Maybe you don't feel like your free time is fulfilling, like you just work. Maybe you would even consider yourself as a workaholic. I never said that I was a workaholic, but I have to admit that I definitely was, because there was nothing else than work in my life at some phases, which was not good, and I paid the price for that. Um, so creative liberation will help you get all the weight off your shoulders. It will get all, like, it will help you to free your mind, because creativity is actually not a mind process. It's a body process. It is something that we have in our center of the body, and it manifests in many, many ways. And the thing is that creativity and embodiment of different energies, of different manifestations, they go hand in hand. You cannot be focusing on the law of attraction or some other manifestation, let's call it techniques or laws, right? If you're not embracing your creative side, that does not work. Because if your creativity is blocked, what is probably happening is you don't see the solutions. You don't get to the destiny or the goal that you're actually working for or you're dreaming about. There's always some roadblocks, there's always some blockages, and that is because your creative flow is not flowing. And we want to get the juices going again. That is the mission of this whole thing. For some, it might be in one podcast episode or whatever content piece that you will see. Like sometimes there will be this one moment where you're just like, oh, now I get it. And you will feel the difference in your body. And suddenly the creative flow will slowly but steadily start to come and materialize in your daily life. But for some, the whole process will take time. And this is something that I would like to invite you to do. Please be patient. The most important person that you kind of owe patience to is yourself. Why? Because we are blinded, especially through social media. We are blinded by the achievements of others, the perfect lives of others. That's the algorithm. The algorithm doesn't work in showing reality. It's always kind of a portrait that we are painting out there. And that's okay. Just be aware that this is happening, and the patience that you bring to yourself is necessary in order to find out what you truly desire. For me, it was a lot of confusion on the path because sometimes I thought it's those financial goals. Sometimes I thought, it's this or that car, or I have to live in this place, or certain things, always materialistic external things. Whereas through my journey towards creative liberation, I discovered completely different things that make me feel like I'm the most abundant version of myself. And it makes me so happy. I will not lie, but sometimes I wish there was like a helicopter following me in my daily life, because even I don't believe how beautiful it can be. And it's not as fancy as you might maybe think in that moment. It's very, very often something very simple, but the feeling that I get in my heart is so beautiful. And the result is that suddenly life becomes easier. And I'm a huge advocate for ease in life. I don't believe that we are designed to struggle. Human beings are not here to struggle all the time. Struggles are signs that you're not on the right path to your soul's essence. I know it sounds like a little bit of woo woo. Hear me out. I'm woo woo. I believe in all those magical things. We will explore those things because I'm definitely enjoying, for example, candle magic. I'm a huge fan of, clearing your space with Palo Santo, cleaning yourself with Palo Santo, and also being aware of your own energy. Sometimes I will talk to the moon, I talk to trees, I hug them. I'm embracing what we call life fully in a way that if you would have told me this a couple of years ago, I would have laughed at you and said, well, this is a crazy person, and I don't believe that this could be me. But that was not a happy version of myself. So the thing is, you know, people will judge you on the way, and there will be misunderstandings, and especially misunderstandings within yourself, because you might not even know what your creative side is. You might not know what your kind of mm, artistic expression is, and that is okay. Be patient with yourself. Don't have, or try at least, try not to have this one expectation. I am playing with my creativity at the moment because there's certain things that I really enjoy, and there's other things that I would love to know how to do them, but I still haven't tried them. But there's this curiosity. There's this spark inside of me where I'm saying, like, oh, wouldn't that be nice to be able to do this and that? And I invite you to observe yourself, listen to your thoughts, maybe write them out. Like, what is creativity for you? And what does it mean to be creative, especially in day to day life? One thing that I want to really highlight at this point, creativity or being creative is not the one weekend workshop that you take every couple of months and doing, something huge. It's not that. It's what you do from Monday to Sunday, morning till evening. And it doesn't have to be huge. You don't have to want to become an artist. That is not what creative liberation is about. It can be. It is openness. It is completely, I would say, savage at this point. I think well, yeah, I'm pretty convinced that creative liberation is a savage way of life. Why? Because people will judge you. You will judge yourself probably at some point. You might be lost. You might be also super clear and have the biggest clarity of your life, and you're like, I want to do this. I need to do this. This is something that's shifting for me. Certain things are not optional anymore in my day to day life. Certain things are meant to be in my day. And it's because I feel great about them. The funny thing is, they don't have any measurable outcome. And that is something that we're going to explore more. We're going to talk about this even more and see how you can apply this in your life. One, how can I say it? Well, one major topic that we will discuss on the whole journey is the role of the modern Renaissance woman. If you're listening to that, you probably are a modern Renaissance woman. It's a term I came up with a couple of weeks ago. I was brainstorming and thinking and feeling like, who am I? Because I'm not the typical woman that I would portray, in my mind, or society might portray. Like, there's something off. And the thing is, it's not only me, and it's okay. Like, I'm happy that I'm not the only one. But I've been observing those amazing women going through transformations and transforming their social environment in a way that blows my mind, right? And it is so beautiful because we definitely want to, well, discover the role that we play in society, in our culture, and in the world. Give me a second. That is also something that might happen, but here we are. Okay, let's go. Sorry. Um, the thing with us women is that we went through a lot of suffering throughout the centuries on different ways, and some things are they simply are, I don't want to say imprinted in our body, but stuck in our body. And through the journey of creative liberation, you will start to explore more about yourself and learn how to express yourself without attacking. Because this is something that often, when we feel misunderstood, when we cannot be who we truly are or who we even desire to be, we don't know how to express this. And that is not benefiting anybody. So we will try to make it as individual as it is, because every woman is so different. And the artistic expression, it's not the goal or the final result that you will have through your artistic expression that counts. It's the journey. I really truly desired to make women aware that it's more about the process of doing something rather than the outcome. I will give you a personal example just so that you get to know where I'm coming from, because as a little girl, I used to love to draw and paint. I just, time did not exist when I was painting. Every time I was sick, I would draw. Like as soon as I was, over the worst part of the sickness, I would get, my drawing notebook, and I would do something, scribble, doodle, whatever. It didn't have to be pretty, but I was just doing it. And it helped me to heal my body. This is so powerful because we very, very often forget those things. And for me, painting was something that I used to love. Or not only painting, but the whole, creating something with your hands, playing with colors, forms, shapes, everything. But I lost it. I would say that probably for 10, 11 years, even more probably, I was not a creative person. Or at least I was not using my kind of artistic expression. Completely blocked. I was not aware of it, but my life also didn't flow. I had many, many roadblocks. I've had many experiences that, from today's perspective, it's almost always easier to judge your past. But the thing is, I now realize what was missing in my life, and it was the creativity. It was the self balancing process without the perfection, and the perfection is the outcome. It's like, I think that society, and especially social media, is kind of pushing us into the mm, this this box of always producing something of value. So if you start a sport, you have to be the best. If you start dancing, you have to be on stage. If you start, singing, well, you have to be a singer and, go to shows and do shows and be paid for it. But the truth is, it's not about that. At least this is not what I want to invite you to do. It could be an outcome. It could be that once you discover that your artistic expression, it's actually writing poems. I'm definitely supporting you in any way if you decide to become, well, a poet. You can do that. That can be your full-time job. But I would really love to open your eyes to not focus so much on making this your thing. Enjoy the process of doing it, because something that could possibly happen, and that is the liberation part of it, it's not only embrace your creativity or spark your, or find your creative spark again. It's not that. It's liberate yourself in a creative way. And that is so much deeper and definitely a little bit more complicated, I would say. Nevertheless, absolutely worth it, because maybe you loved writing poems, as a child, as a teenager, or even, as a young adult. Maybe that is something that you really enjoyed. And in the process of integrating that part into your daily life, you might discover that you actually love writing rap songs. And that's a whole other business, Or it's not poems that you enjoy writing so much, but it will become short stories and a completely different style. Or, or. There's like so many options, and I don't want to give you, all the journeys that are possible. But understand that the journey is not a one-way road. The journey is definitely interesting, and you never know what is expecting you. The thing that I can guarantee, it's fulfillment that will join you on the way. But you have to be patient and, of course, courageous to do that. Because I guarantee that there will be roadblocks. I guarantee that there will be moments where you just want to be done with all the creative stuff. That's not about it, because we need women to express themselves. We need women to understand who they truly are, to stand up for themselves, so that we can stand up for each other. And that is one of my biggest visions with this whole project. Like, by Klaudia is something that comes just from my deepest heart. It's a soul's desire that I have, and I don't have an agenda. Agenda? I don't know. I don't have an agenda. I have ideas. And for sure, I can guarantee you that By Claudia is not only an online experience that we're going to create, but it's also something where I truly desire to bring women together, to create together, and we'll see how that goes. But I'm a strong believer that women, if they are aligned with their soul's purpose, there's no bitching around, there's no girl bossing. It's all balance. It's all creation. It's all flow. And that is beauty because then we create abundance together, giving the best of ourselves. So, my mission for By Claudia, and it's even scary thinking about it, but even scarier saying it out loud in the first episode. But after having a couple of conversations that were very interesting and talking to other people who start or want to start their own project or have started their own project and have their own little business, big business, whatever. I don't want to put the boxes on the things that people are doing, but somebody who is on a mission also, who is taking the leap of faith to do something, create something that is out of the regular. And this person said that with their project, they want to address or reach 1 million people. Like, that is the goal. Because otherwise, if it doesn't have a huge impact, why would they do that? And at first I thought, well, that is so interesting, but that is so scary. And I never had a number. Like, how many women do I want to reach? How many women's life would I love to impact? I'm the true believer that if something that I say, do, show, or create helps another person to overcome a difficult situation, to start the transformation into their soul's blueprint, to understand who they truly are and, embrace this beautiful thing called life from a place of ease and joy, that if that one person is somehow touched by my words, my actions, whatever, then this project is a complete success. That is definitely what I truly believe, and I know that it makes my heart happy to see other people happy. Like, the more happy people I have around myself, the happier I am, truly. But I also want to make this, I want to make By Klaudia something impactful. And that's why Creative Liberation, the podcast, but also the whole project of By Klaudia, is meant to reach 1 million women in order to reconnect with their feminine side, in order to be creative and free. And that is my vision, that is my mission. There will be so many paths that, like, our paths will cross so many ways. I'm pretty sure about that. I don't know how exactly. I'm definitely embracing this whole odyssey to creative liberation, my own creative liberation and other women's creative liberation. Together, we have to explore life. We have to explore ourselves, and that will be the biggest journey of a lifetime that you can give yourself. It is a present, it is a gift, it is something that is unique, it is beautiful, and it represents pure love and peace. You will be so satisfied with your life once you commit to your own creative side. That will be something that I guarantee you will blow your mind. You will not know how much there is inside of you. I didn't know, and I still don't know the full potential that I have, although many people, especially friends, keep telling me certain things and it confuses me. But then I also listen to what they say and I try to apply it. And with creative liberation, I want to help you to do the same, to embrace yourself, to empower yourself, because all the answers, all the power is within you. And with the podcast, I definitely want to help you understand the activities, the paths that you can take in order to, well, be a little bit more yourself. Because maybe you wouldn't know the answer to the question of what's your soul's essence, and that's okay. And as soon as you get one step closer to having an answer, there's more and more fulfillment coming. And the funny thing about that is that you don't have to, there's no need for you to 100% know the answer, because I don't believe that in a lifetime we're meant to find the 100% answers. But what I can definitely guarantee you, that the fulfillment that comes with embracing your femininity and creativity, being the creator of your own life, your own destiny, that is something that will be full of fulfillment, full of joy, and you'll have the biggest smile on your face and just think like, whoa, what a ride. That adventure called life is something that's meant for me. This is my truest wish for you. And yeah, that is it for the pilot episode. I'm very, very happy that you've tuned in, that you've listened to my first episode. I'm very excited, I won't lie. It is a journey for me. I am so curious, what we will co-create, because it is a journey of co-creation. In my opinion, this is why I'm doing this whole thing. Let's get together, let's connect. You can definitely follow me on It's by Klaudia on Instagram and on TikTok, or everything will be linked in the show notes or in the description below. I'm super excited to get to know you. I'm super excited to be on this journey with you, and to, well, maybe even observe your potential unfolding on this whole journey. So, yeah, have a wonderful day. Enjoy whatever is meant to come today into your life, and definitely stay curious. Bye.